More or less as an all-star event, bringing together the best drivers and eliminating the mechanics from really the sport as much as possible, leaving it up to the driver to get her done. Now, before you climb into your passenger seat, take a look at the rear quarter panel window on your vehicle, because you'll see names on there such as Mario Andretti, Rick Mears, Al Unser Jr., A.J. Foyt, Fittipaldi, even Earnhardt Sr. Folks, the list goes on, and those names are there for a reason. Those are the guys that actually raced the vehicles you're riding shotgun in today. That's pretty exciting stuff. Not too many people get the opportunity to get out on this track, much less doing it in a vehicle like that. And it won't end there. After we get you off the oval, we'll bring you back into the infield, put you into a Mustang, drop the hammer, folks. Make some noise. We're going drifting! Find out why. Hammer down, smoke blowing out the back ends, tires squealing, and you guys getting out of those cars with some big old grins on your face. There you go. And I venture to bet you've not been in a ride like the one you're going to get either, for at least a couple reasons. First of all, your drivers are seasoned professionals. That's always nice to know, right, when you're riding shotgun. And secondly, there's no ditches over there. I see this hat pretty much knows what I'm talking about. That's okay. For the rest of the does that cover everybody? Yeah. Takes care of this half anyway. Now, folks, after we're done with drifting, we'll bring you over to the finish line, and that's our hospitality venue. We'll have a full buffet for you and plenty of refreshments coming your way. You won't go away hungry. If you do, it's your own fault. Lots of good grub over there. Now, Marlboro has just launched a brand new product here in Arizona this month called Marlboro Sluice, and you'll be able to get some information about that as well. So, a lot of fun and exciting. Nothing to that. Ladies and gentlemen, you are our special guest. We're glad to have you join us today for Marlboro Hot Dogs Ready to Ride. And before we do, I want to introduce one of our drivers to tell you a little bit more about your experience today. Put your hands together for Chip Rackett! All right, thank you, Dave, and thank you guys. Good afternoon, everybody. On behalf of you guys, welcome to Marlboro Hot Lads here at Phoenix International Raceway. We've got a great day coming up for you with two awesome rides. I want to take just a few minutes here and tell you a little bit more about the cars you're going to be riding in today, as well as some of what we're going to do with you here at the track. And as mentioned, it's all going to start by PIR. Now, a little bit about these cars. These cars are 500 pounds. So it's not but it's powered by a V8 engine horsepower. That motor in that car can reach top speeds of up to 200 miles per hour. Really get out there. Now, this oval that you're going to be on is a lot of fun. It's a 1 mile tri-oval. Now, the tri-oval is a little bit different than your traditionally shaped oval, and the reason it's different is that when you get into the backstretch, it actually goes out a little bit, so it's almost a triangle shape after another turn, in essence, to this track. As we travel around this tri-oval, you're going to realize one of the reasons that we go so fast on these tracks is the banking. You're going to see this first time. Look at the front stretch here. As these cars go by, they're banked at 3 degrees, but as you enter turns 1 and 2, that gets steeper up to 11 degrees. And as the banking increases, so does the G-force you're going to feel. And you're going to feel that in 2 different ways. Vertical G's, which are pulling you straight down into your seat, and lateral G's. Those are the forces pushing you towards the left side of the car as you're making those left-hand turns out there. As you get into the backstretch, the banking tames down just a hair to 9 degrees, and that 9-degree bank continues through turns 3 and then 4. And then you're back down to 3 degrees in the front stretch, setting up to do it again on your next lap. Now, with the banking that you're going to see out there, as well as the speed you'll be achieving, you're going to experience somewhere in the neighborhood of up to about 1 lateral G. Now, 1 lateral G may not sound like a lot, but believe me, that's quite a bit. That equates to about 2 times your body weight. Now, to put that into perspective, a driver in an Indy car like number 3 right here, because of the capabilities of these cars, they can make very sharp turns at very high speeds, and an Indy driver can achieve anywhere from 4 to even 5 lateral Gs. Now, that's a lot. To try to imagine what 5 lateral Gs might feel like, one good way to look at it is this. Think about what it would be like to wear a hat that weighs about 50 pounds on the top of your head. Now, driving down the street with that hat on in your own car, at speed, take a sharp left-hand turn and think about how much work you'd be doing trying to keep your head from falling over to the right. It's a tremendous amount of work, and that's about what an Indy driver feels lap after lap, turn after turn, just supporting their head out there in a car like this. So it's a tremendously physical sport. It takes a lot of endurance as well as driving skill to win races. You're going to get a taste of what that physical part feels like in the G-force out here on the oval in just a few minutes. Now after that, we're going to bring you over to our Mustangs, and that's where we're going to do a little drifting with you. And drifting is all about taking a car at speed, pitching it sideways, and then sliding you around the track that way. Now we do this through a course that we have set up, and we actually follow a racing line through this course. So this takes a tremendous amount of car control and driver skill. Now the cars you're going to be in are pretty stock. These Mustangs have the V6 engine, producing a little over 210 horsepower. And that's significant because a lot of times when you think about drifting, you think big horsepower in those cars. 400, even 500 horsepower cars are common in this sport. So doing this with 200 horsepower means we're doing more with less, and that demands finesse on the part of the driver. The reason that we choose the V6 engine is that it balances the car very well, and the way we make these cars drift, and by the way, this is not instructions for anybody's drive home today, but we use the weight and balance of the vehicle to make this happen. Through driving techniques, we transfer the load forward towards those front wheels. That reduces the grip of those back tires, and that's what allows us to induce oversteer or slide that back end around. We take the back tires just past the point of traction, and that's where we keep them all the way around the track through steering inputs and throttle management. And as we drift you around that course today, you're going to be watching those orange marking cones coming at you more through the view in your passenger window or the driver's side window than the windshield directly in front of you. So you've got two great rides coming up. We're going to have you out there in those cars in just a couple of minutes. Before we do that, though, I'm going to turn things over to Dave, and he's going to tell you a little more about our Indy car.
All right, thank you very much, Jeff. Take a look at number 3. This is a unique vehicle and pretty easy to see why. First of all, it has a wing on it. In fact, two, one on the front, one on the back. And this whole vehicle is designed very much like an airplane wing, only upside down. It creates a tremendous downforce that pushes the vehicle.
We're upside down.